I meant to cover an underdog token. I had every intention of covering an underdog token. However, something just was brought to my attention that troubles me greatly, and I am going to put a recommendation out here for you, not for this specific token, because I don't think it's specifically this token, but it's a general problem, and I'm seeing it more and more, and I just talked about it with this whole Shibnobi business. So I'm going to make a general statement here now. Any token, I don't care who you are, any token, any network, anywhere who has a stance where you're assuming people go to Twitter or to Telegram only for this communication, and you're doing so in a disruptive way with an urgency that does not give enough people enough time to take action on it, I am no longer going to advocate for you as a project. So like I said, I'm not going to recommend Shibnobi until they get on the ball and acknowledge that, no, what you did was wrong and you need to get better fundamentals. I'm no longer going to recommend Para Inu because Para Inu announced a couple days ago, and when I say a couple days ago, I'm referring to Monday in this case. So if you think of the span of time, basically what they did is they spun up a new contract because if you didn't know, Para Inu, they immediately, and I called this out, they immediately locked their liquidity. They were doing renounce. They were doing all this stuff up front, which I thought might be a problem because it might cause some issues, and I expected there would be some problems. Turns out that they spun up a new contract. After they spun up the new contract, then they said, okay, and they sent out a tweet, and they apparently was on Telegram, and they said, all right, now send your tokens to this address. Here's the problem. I said that migrations never go clean. Dior had issues in the first part of the migration. The second part was pretty much dramatically smooth, but they had to do it again, but they eventually got it. But no migration goes smooth. However, you usually are going to do migrations in a way that is non-disruptive to the user so that it's a seamless process. What they're doing is they're saying, nope, send your tokens here and we'll give you back tokens after once the new contract launches. So you're trusting them to do that, number one. Number two, I don't think they did enough aggressive outreach to make sure that all people were taken care of. And number three, there's not enough time between when they announced this on a Monday and when they were going to do it. Number four, they're asking to do the send, but you got to realize because they chose to build it on Ethereum, and if you go back to that episode where I covered it, I said I'm very disappointed they chose to put it on Ethereum as opposed to Binance because I suspected something like this might happen. So the net result of this, of course, is that people got into their wallets and they're seeing that basically they're and remember, Para Inu's been on the way down. It's been tanking. Well, people got in their wallets and they noticed that Para Inu all of a sudden is now worth nothing. And that's because they were draining the liquidity because they had to do this today. That's the date that they picked from a January 24th announcement that largely only went out through Telegram and Twitter. There are a number of people who are banned from the Telegram, so they would never have known. Telegram, you only would have known if you went to the Para Inu page or you followed the Para Inu on Twitter or somebody happened to share it out. But because it only was that January 24th announcement of a thing, and because they chose not to do this in a more controlled fashion, a lot of people were very frustrated that, okay, all of a sudden my tokens are worth nothing because now many people didn't have enough to justify doing the send because of the gas fees in Ethereum because they chose to do it as Ethereum as opposed to Binance. So it's a big fear. Basically, if you have Para Inu, it's worth nothing, and you would have to spend gas to get it over there. They claim that they'll get you sorted, but that's assuming you can get in Telegram to get the help because they rely on it. If you rely only on Telegram, I'm no longer going to advocate you. You need to do a better job. They did update the website to their credit, but I don't think there's enough time in when they announced they're going to do it and when they were going to do it, and they made bad decisions up front in terms of locking everything down, not realizing what was lacking, and they should have really just kept the existing contract and spun up a parallel token and then allowed people to do a swap with a bridge or something so that people didn't lose out, but you still could do the move. So it's a whole big thing. People are really not happy, and I think this is going to harm investor sentiment and the reputation of the token to the point that even though I think it's a solid project, I thought it was, and the new contract specs seem good, this is too early. You just launched the darn thing, and then you didn't give enough time for people to plan, and then you put it on Ethereum, and you didn't put the new contract on Binance to avoid those same gas fees. It's a bad situation all around. I have no problems putting it down to say, no, this is not the way we need to do this in crypto land. and people are not going to really support projects that do this early, just after launch. It means bad decisions were made.